No, this is not a top sheet. It's called fashion. Was Prince Harry's stalker story to cancel out Meghan Markle's? Well, stalker story, because it certainly didn't work. Before we get started, I wanted to share today's brilliant sponsor with you and tell you why I love Peak. Peak has taken a modern science-based approach to wellness, creating tea crystals and superfood blends made with exceptionally clean ingredients. Their products are all about making daily health habits easier and more effective, whether that's supporting digestion, glowing skin, steady energy, or just feeling your best. Personally, hydration was always a struggle for me. I drink plenty of water, experimented with electrolytes, and even stuck to the right skincare routine. Yet, I still dealt with dry skin, brain fog, and restless nights. That shifted when I started Peak's deep hydration protocol. In the morning, I use BT Fountain, their beauty electrolyte. It helps hydrate from within, smooth skin, and gives me lasting energy. In the evening, I switch to RE Fountain, the calming electrolyte, which contains a gentle form of magnesium that eases tension and helps me get deep, restful sleep without feeling groggy the next day. What sets it apart for me is the purity. No sugar, no fillers, no artificial flavors, just real ingredients like lemon juice and beetroot. Within a week, I noticed my skin looking more plump and hydrated, my focus sharper, and my overall energy had improved. If you want to give it a try, I've got a special link in the show notes for you, 20% off for life plus a free gift with my link, peaklife.com/Kinsey. That's PIQUE life.com/Kinsey. Back to the show. This could have been a PR win for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle this week. They were so friggin' close, okay? On Thursday, Harry and Meghan are set to collect yet another award, this time Project Healthy Minds Humanitarians of the Year at the group's World Mental Health Day Gala in New York. And because one appearance is never enough, they'll be back the next day for the organization's World Mental Health Day Festival, presumably to remind everyone just how humanitarian they are. Critics are understandably skeptical of the award, recognizing their efforts to protect children online from online bullies, given Meghan's own history of bullying allegations. Then there's the awkward matter of Harry and Meghan's supporters, who've become notorious for the very kind of online harassment the couple claims to oppose. They just had to show up in their little 4-car motorcade, pose for some photos, collect a piece of plastic, then release a press release the following morning claiming they were victims of a near catastrophic car chase. You know the drill. Yes, we were going to totally destroy them over their vanity, but that wouldn't stop the usual legacy outlets like the Today Show, Good Morning America, and People Magazine from spending the week fawning over Harry and Meghan as if their saintly service is single-handedly saving humanity. But they just had to go and blow it up, didn't they? I mean, also, can I just side note, have you ever noticed that real working royals are usually the ones distributing the awards and not accepting them? The contrast is stark. Anyway, desperate to salvage their 2025, Harry and Meghan Markle's latest team put together a series of high-profile appearances to try to convince the world that they are relevant and more than just poor jam salespeople. The first meeting in the series was a reportedly chilly interaction with Charles III, by the grace of God, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of his other realms and territories, King, head of the Commonwealth, defender of faith, King Charles III. That's right, media. Don't forget about Prince Harry's proximity to people that matter, even if they really have become total strangers. The second PR appearance is rumored to have been a meeting with President Zelenskyy because he doesn't have bigger problems on his hands like, oh, I don't know, Putin. Media and public reaction started off strong. Harry handpicked who had access to him. So, of course, in return, he received positive press, a little quid pro quo. But that didn't last long. How this backfired? It backfired in the form of someone from the Sussex camp leaking that Prince Harry, who just learned how to pay his own phone bill in 2020, had matured enough to develop a new working model for his role within the royal family. The same guy who couldn't even record a podcast is now developing new job descriptions for a 1,000-year-old institution. What's in that herb? Okay. The palace pounced, saying, yeah, there is no room for Prince Harry, zero. Whatever working model you're being briefed on is a figment of his imagination or a hallucination in some of those cases, if you know what I'm saying. Then This rumored Zelenskyy meeting is overshadowed by Prince Harry saying he never talks smack about his family and has no regrets. It's like they're their own worst enemies. So then their helpless PR team is like, we're going to have to bring in the big guns. It's time to deploy the Markle Sparkle. Enter Paris Fashion Week, and I'm about to go all over the place. So make sure your tinfoil hat is within arm's reach. And while you're at it, grab your top sheet or your closest roll of toilet paper so that we can all look like Meghan Markle at Fashion Week. Meghan's team claims that she's at Paris Fashion Week to support her friend, who is the new creative director of Balenciaga. The storyline completely blew up in their faces when you saw that awkward video of the hug and face kiss greeting that actually looked more like an assault. These are two people who clearly do not know each other or have an established friendship. This guy also doesn't follow her on Instagram, so she's certainly nobody's muse. By the way, Balenciaga has a really dark track record. They were canceled a few years ago for very good reason. This new guy, totally unassociated, but it's worth going into. I've seen outlets dancing around these details, and I'm going to tell you as much as I can without getting in trouble on this platform, because I think it's important that you know the type of brand that Meghan Markle is supporting. Two controversial ad campaigns. One was themed their gift shop / holiday gift collection campaign. And it was released around November 2022, where children are shown posing with teddy bears or teddy bear purses, dressed in bondage or BDSM style gear, leather harnesses, collars, fishnet tops, predatory, sickening, revolting. I mean, who puts those types of things together? You just don't, right? Then there was their spring 2023 campaign, a separate set of images released shortly after, though shot earlier. It included props in a business office style setup. Among those props were legal documents referring to a U.S. Supreme Court case about inappropriate images of minors. It's the United States versus Williams. And also artwork and book props by an artist whose work is considered disturbing in the context of children. Because it involves children with objects or themes, adult paraphernalia, typically associated with grown-up content, this was beyond problematic. Even if the intent was artistic or provocative, it crossed a line. The presence of serious legal documents relating to images of minors raised concerns about negligence and extremely poor judgment when it comes to the company's creative oversight. Balenciaga pulled both ad campaigns from all platforms and apologized. Initially, one of their biggest cheerleaders, Kim Kardashian, publicly condemned the campaign. She called the images disturbing, horrifying, and said, as a mother of four, she was shaken. She also said she was reevaluating her relationship with the brand, stressing that her continued ties would depend on Balenciaga accepting accountability and taking action to prevent anything like that happening again. She clearly does not describe to Maya Angelou's school of when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Hi, Kanye. Because in January 2024, she officially became a Balenciaga ambassador again. To hell with basic morals and ethics. It's fashion. Why am I bringing up Kim K and Balenciaga? Because the devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder. And I want to remind you of a story that Maureen Callahan and I brought you less than 1 month ago, right here on Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered. Meghan Markle appeared to be taking strategic and increasingly desperate steps to revive her fading Hollywood ambitions. It was rumored, according to industry sources, she had turned her attention towards the Kardashian-Jenner empire, where family matriarch Kris Jenner reportedly had seen an opportunity to capitalize on Meghan's name recognition and, of course, proximity to real royalty. Insiders claim that Jenner was willing to extend a professional lifeline, but not without considerable strings attached. In exchange for her support, Kris is said to have wanted Meghan to promote Kardashian family ventures, from Kim's Skims line to potential appearances on the family's reality series. Sources also allege that Jenner hoped to feature Meghan on Khloe Kardashian's podcast, Khloe in Wonderland, encouraging her to share personal and potentially embarrassing insights about her time with the British royal family. A representative for the Sussexes strongly denied any arrangement or collaboration with Kris Jenner. Just ignore all of those as ever gift baskets Meghan sent to Khloe and Kris. that they posted on Instagram. However, observers suggest that Jenner's outreach was calculated. Meghan, they say, is eager for mainstream Hollywood acceptance, something she has struggled to achieve despite her royal title and Prince Harry's continued public presence. Kris Jenner's involvement could provide the exposure Meghan seeks, but at a cost. With Jenner's reputation for shrewd, profit-driven maneuvering, any partnership would likely serve the Kardashian brand first. A few years ago, the notion of Meghan Markle aligning herself with the Kardashians would have seemed far-fetched, unless you're me. I've been saying it from the get-go. But today it signaled a shift, one that underscores both the instability of celebrity relevance and the lengths to which Meghan could go to regain her footing in the Hollywood hierarchy. The Kardashians have a long history with Balenciaga. I don't understand why there would be any other reason for Meghan Markle to be at that fashion show. I simply do not buy the story that Meghan is besties with the creative director. Sorry, not sorry. Meanwhile, I mean, honestly, you want to talk about friendship? They say that this white thing she wore, he designed specifically for her. Friends don't let friends walk out of the house in toilet paper. They just don't. Is that not proof enough for you? Meanwhile, critics are absolutely destroying Markle over the hypocrisy of accepting a Humanitarian of the Year award for protecting children while attending a fashion show for a brand accused of predatory behavior. I mean, you can't make it up. And if that's not bad enough, this mega moron shared an Instagram video riding in a limo with her feet casually propped up near the Parisian tunnel where her late mother-in-law, Princess Diana, tragically died in 1997. I know she's trying to have a cute influencer moment here, totally oblivious to the fact that she's 1 mile from Harry's mother's last breath. I know. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. Why? This is the same woman who tries to invoke the spirit of Princess Diana in every photo op. I'm already disappointed in myself. You're right. She chose to chase flashbulbs all over Paris, France. You saw the paparazzi videos, the way she poses for them. This is Prince Harry's worst nightmare. He tells Tom Bradby that shutter sounds give him PTSD, and there's Meghan in the very city his mother lost her life, smiling for the cameras. It's beyond insensitive. It's wild to see. Like you wondered this. She's trying to build a brand on going the extra mile, and she doesn't even have the compassion and empathy to avoid something that might trigger her own husband. Like, does that make sense? It's like none of you're trying to sell us on this TV show where you make everything special. You're literally traumatizing your husband. Okay. How does she not register this? Also laughable to consider the fact that Prince Harry recently told the BBC that the UK was not safe enough for his wife or children, but his wife is documenting joy rides around the same city his mother died in while voluntarily engaging with paparazzi. Also, to the person who commented that Meghan was walking around those photographers like she'd recently had a hip replacement, you owe me a soda because I spit the last one out. I laughed so hard. All right. But while Meghan was stalking the heavenly spirit of Princess Diana, Harry was crying stalker to one of his favorite publications. After Meghan's Paris headlines turned ugly, Harry's office conveniently reported that a known stalker managed to get uncomfortably close to him during his latest UK visit, not once, but twice. On at least one occasion, it fell to a member of Harry's own staff to physically block the intruder, highlighting what his team frames as a glaring security gap. According to Harry's team, these incidents supposedly prove the necessity of the high-level automatic protection he once enjoyed. And while he lost a very expensive court battle earlier this year to restore it, sources suggest he is not giving up. Why, that doesn't surprise me. In response, a palace source told the Daily Beast Harry and his team are faking their ignorance, saying Harry is pretending not to understand that the real issue is that he is not wanted here because of all the damaging things he and his wife said about the family. If he doesn't want to be confronted by stalkers in London, the answer is simple. Stay in California. Have you ever read such a savage quote from a palace insider? I'm shook. Well, I want to know what you think. Do you, and I know you guys are debating who the stalker is in the chat room right now. I can feel it. And I've seen some of the theories. And if those theories are correct, imagine the betrayal if somebody that it considers themselves to be one of your biggest fans is like, outed as your stalker. Oh my gosh, like awkward. All right. Do you buy Harry's stalker story, or is it A, aligning for sympathy to pressure his family into upgrading his security, or B, trying to distract from the Duchess of Disaster's latest Paris headlines? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Kinsey Schofield. This is my top sheet. This is fashion. Bye.